Well, good evening, gang, and welcome to It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn Williams, and I'm your host, and we're coming to you live from beautiful Studio B here at BNN-TV, and of course, to my right and to your left, the very successful and lovely Valerie Eliason. Hi, Val.
Thanks, Glenn.
How are you?
That was a great introduction.
Well, you know, I've been practicing.
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We want to let everybody know that if you're interested, you can give us a call. Let us know what's happening in your artful community. Give us a call at 617-708-3290. Davey's back in the other room answering the phones, and he'd love to chat with you. And so give us a call. Let us know what's going on.
Yes.
What's happening? Hey, congratulations. I understand you had a fabulous evening Saturday night down on Newbury Street.
Yes, it was very, very fun. And a big thank you to Shack Salon and No Truth Gallery, Landon Richmond, and everyone that participated in the event, all the amazing stylists. It was awesome, and particularly Ophelia. Thank you also.
Yes.
We did a really cool interpretive dance. And
do we have this on film someplace?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
as long as it's available.
And then we also did, it was a great event called Brush and Blade. And it was Brush and Blade 2, because they did a Brush and Blade, the first one last year. And so
Brush and Blade, that was like for is it for?
Hair, like, so Brush and Blades, like hair and painting.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was the great Sandy Poirier of Shack Salon and his awesome team of stylists paired up with Landon Richmond. We've actually had both of them on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been on the show. Sandy has too. And they did this great event at Landon's gallery, the No Truth Gallery on Newbury Street.
Yeah, you know, I had every intention of going. I really, really wanted to come.
It was really, really fun.
I'm sorry I missed it.
No, please. I'm excited just to know that you were thinking about it. But it was awesome. They did these crazy, it was like hair performance art. They put like Christmas lights in someone's hair. They made it like a giant, like all these colors, and there was painting and music and great DJs.
I saw some rough photographs of yours. You had colors and
and hair down to my chins.
It was not all.
It was not all my hair. No.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds very, very
But it was really cool. It was practically stopped traffic on Newbury Street. We had people watching.
Yeah.
Everyone, there's a restaurant right below us, so everyone's eating their salads, looking up, watching us like that. It was
there
great.
any rock and roll being played in the background?
It was more sort of ambient, techno-y music, but really interesting stuff.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. It sounds like you had a lot of fun. You had a chance to do an improv dance with one of your partners there.
Yep. A friend
Not your partner. Is she's another dancer or something?
Yeah, she's another dancer. We did this really cool interpretive dance where, so I had a black wig on and she had a white wig on, and I had a white bodysuit on, she had a black bodysuit on, and it was sort of this interpretive dance that symbolized like a yin and a yang, sort of like coming together and fighting each other and then separating and becoming their own individual yins and yangs. And so our hair was actually attached and tied together for the wigs.
That's kind of cool.
So we had to dance, but we could only be like 24 inches away from each other the whole time. So it was or
fear of ripping hair out.
Exactly, but we nailed it. It was great. It was a really cool performance.
Now you are also a model in the show too.
Yep.
Also, was there fashion involved?
No fashion. They wanted to highlight the hair, and they wanted to highlight Landon's paintings.
Okay.
Which he has a great aesthetic. He's a really
that was
wonderful painter.
One of my favorite shows was interviewing him. I mean, he got so deep into the process and how it's done, which is so important, I think, because a lot of people don't recognize or realize that the painters, artists don't just kind of sit and do it. There's a process they have to go through, and it was a great interview with him.
So he has a real emotional connection in a way that you don't see very often. I mean, all artists have emotional connections to their paintings, but he really takes it to this incredible level.
That's great.
Commitment. It's awesome.
Great. We're announcing that Porch Fest is coming up September 17th is the day. We'll be launching the new website very, very soon. We don't know if we're going to play the organizers. We played last year, but I have to take that back because I have a new student in the studio. Her name is Lily. She's just learning how to play the guitar. If you're out there, Lily, hello. And she we made a goal. You know, for all our musician friends out there know that if you say, oh, I'm going to play here and there and then and the other, and it doesn't happen until you book it.
Yep.
So you book a gig, and next thing you know is you have to get the gig together. So Lily and I have booked Porch Fest.
Okay, well,
I mean,
there
we
you
haven't
go.
gone on and done it, but we're committed to each other to do it.
Good.
She's
Better.
just learning how to play the guitar.
Well, that's exciting.
She's 8 or 9.
So you gonna play
10.
the ukulele along with her?
I'll probably play the uke with her, yeah.
Okay.
And she's going to sing. She's a member of Voices of Boston, which is a youth singing group. Boston Voices? Voices of Boston? Lily, call me and let me know if I've got that wrong, 617-708-3290. Make sure I've got the right
She's going
right
to call
name.
you and scold you if you
She's
get it
going to
wrong.
let me have it. You aren't lying. But she's a very, very talented young lady, and we've only had a few lessons and stuff, but she already has music theory down pretty well, and she has a phenomenal ear.
That's awesome.
You know, and it's nice to be able, you know, nice to work with a kid that's getting it. My other student Riddy is doing all kinds of singing and all kinds of stuff, so it's fun. I've just opened Studio 99 to kids. So I've got kids coming down there to learn how to do recording, how to write music, and there's a lot of music appreciation going on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
I couldn't think of a better place to have music class than Studio 99.
In a recording studio. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice, you know, we're sitting there, there's piano, there's a drum set all set up, there's instruments laying out all over the place, so you're in the music mode when you get there, so it's kind of fun.
There's another music mode sort of event going on next weekend, right?
Next weekend?
Yeah. At your recording?
Oh,
The record release?
the record is done. The Rolling Stones compilation.
I'm excited for that.
It's been a 2-year thing, and because what we do is we open it up to anybody that's worked at low budget records, and that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So everyone gets to submit a song, and of course, you know what it's like when it's first announced, when the press release first goes out. Everybody's running to do Honky Tonk Woman, you know?
Yeah.
And the first one in with the date, and some of them were down by the minute on who got the song first and stuff. You know, so yes, the 28th is the release.
That's
May 28th. We're all really thrilled. Tim Casey him and I were back in the 1980, end of 79, 80, we got together and we were fooling around with a couple of musician friends of ours that were in the neighborhood. Frank Molina, an incredible drummer who's now down in New York, doing some great stuff. Elaine Melson, God rest her soul, a phenomenal singer. And we all kind of started this low budget records thing, you know, and now it's 34 years old or something, 36 years old.
That's older than me.
Something like that. So it's been a long journey, but we've been very successful with the people that we've been playing. I hope you're going to come.
I am. I'm definitely going to come. It's on my calendar.
Good.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Definitely
fun.
gonna be
It's
there.
going to be interesting because it's everybody gets to hear the compilation, and it's a double CD set. It's about 36 songs, and they're mastered in 16 bits, so you can play it in your car and on your what have you. But there's also 2 other mixes, one is in 24-bit, which is a higher quality, and then there's the surround sound mix. So if you have a surround sound set up at home, you'll get the drums back here, or the guitar will come in over here and stuff. So it's kind of like we'll be playing that mix that night. So
Good.
it's kind of fun.
That's exciting.
It is.
I can't wait.
And my song, the 2 songs that I did I did Angie on the ukulele. So it's just me and the ukulele, and we did some fun stuff and do some sounds and what have you.
You going to do a little performance?
I don't think we're performing that night. No, that's just going to be too much. But Exile on Main Street will be playing out in the big area outside of the studio. We have a big area where we can have outdoor movies and stuff.
Nice.
So we're going to be playing Exile on Main Street in surround sound outside for the neighborhood.
Good.
Big screen. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
That's about it for me. Anything else going on for you?
Oh,
Main Street, the farmers market's a couple of weeks away.
I know.
It's right around the corner now.
I
It's
can't
almost
wait.
time. Opposite People will be playing down in Adams Park. I'm going to be there doing the sound and
I'll definitely be there.
all that. Make sure you come by and say hello to us. Val and I will be hanging out there for a little while. If you see us, make sure you come and say hi, right?
Yep. I've been sneaking down around there pretty often this past week. It's been nice out. I've been going down to Jimmy's, getting cotton candy ice cream.
That's great. Jimmy's is one of my favorite places in the square. Do you know Jimmy's? Yeah. He does. Joe knows. Just so you'll know, it's a big welcome to Studio B for me. We have new interns.
Yes, lots of new interns.
Yes, and one of the things BNN does is BNN has this program where we bring interns from the different colleges in to learn how to do television
Video,
production,
TV,
live television
sound,
production.
lighting, everything.
So this is kind of like their school classroom here.
Yeah.
Right?
Some might call it an internship.
Yes, that's a great word. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
It is an internship, and they come and do it here at this amazing building. Let's talk about the building for a couple of seconds. Great guests were coming in today. The Cataldos are in the building, and one of them were asking. They were saying, "This is going to be fun." Did I ask her if I could ask her anything, and she said she didn't care, right?
Yep, that's
okay,
right.
good. I want to make sure I got that out of the way. Okay.
You'll
They're
hold
old
her to
friends
it.
from Rosendale. It's going to be fun. But this building is a place where people can come and do television programming. One of the programs we have is that we bring interns from the different colleges around the area. We've got one from Emerson, and where do you go to school, dear?
UMass Amherst.
UMass Amherst, all the way in from UMass Amherst, and where do you?
Meridian Academy.
Meridian Academy. All right, this is so they come and they get some first-hand knowledge on doing live production, getting it out into the. There's no practicing here, so if I fall over to the side here, they have to be able to follow me down. No, I was only kidding. I won't do that again. But this is first-hand opportunity for them to kind of get that on-hands thing, and that's one of the things that BNN does here.
Yep.
If you have a nonprofit and you want to be involved in doing your television program, Channel 9 here is the place to do that. You'd be able to come in here with a guest, the people that are doing the kind of thing that you're doing, talk about your mission statement, and learn how to do television production.
Yeah,
Then
absolutely.
there's the other side of the station. There's two stations here. 23 is the other one. 23 is more of an access. The original premise of what cable access was give people a voice, give people an opportunity and the equipment and the knowledge to be able to do television programming to make sure that they had a voice and they weren't being, there wasn't censorship and what have you. So what they do is well, you know what? Let's turn the station over to Channel 23 for a quick second
Show everyone.
and just see let's just see what's going on over on Channel 23.
There once was a man from Nantucket who hid all his cash in a bucket, and his daughter named Nan ran away with the man and asked for the bucket, Nantucket.
That's our friend Wallace on
Yay,
Channel
Wallace.
23. Awesome. That was really, really good. I enjoyed that. Thank you, guys. But that side of the station is where Wallace went, and he learned how to do some television production, took some Final Cut Pro classes, took some classes in lighting and sound and how to use these cameras.
White balancing.
White balancing.
Which I learned from Wallace today that you shouldn't walk in front of the camera when they're trying to white balance.
Right, white
Sorry,
balancing
Wallace.
is very important. You have to do it all over again. And then they get to go down to that Timothy Smith lab downstairs and edit and put it together, and they put it on TV. So if anybody's interested in that, do you know where they go, Valerie?
I think they go to BNN-TV.org, and
Yes.
if they click on Janice Williams or Jim Atwood's name, they'll get you all the information you need.
Yeah.
And we are also streaming there live right now.
We are. So if you have somebody that's outside of our viewing area that wants to see what we're up to, they can go right to www.bnntv.org, click on
Watch now or What's
Now,
Playing Now.
What's Playing Now, and Glenn and Val will pop up.
See your smiling faces.
Yes, we'll be there. The other thing that we like to talk about is we're very, very proud of our affiliation with
Boston Main Street.
Boston Main Streets. Boston Main Streets is an organization that came to fruition here back in the days. I was talking to Joe about our great city councilor back then, Tom Menino, who became the greatest mayor this city's ever had. he was the city councilor then, and what he did was he brought this Main Street program into an urban setting where people can help revitalize the business districts. Rosendale Square was a mess in the late 70s and 80s. It was someplace you wouldn't go down. There was buildings burnt out and stuff. And we were talking earlier about the co-op that they put in the Rosendale Market, Rosendale Village Market. And slowly but surely, Main Street's brought Rosendale Square back up to a place where, if someone told me 10 years ago that people would be standing in line to go to a restaurant in Rossi Square on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or Thursday night, I'd have told them they were crazy. But now, there are these fabulous restaurants. There's all these events going on.
There's a brand new coffee shop that just opened.
Brand new coffee shop where Vera's
Green tea
Bakery used.
coffee. Yep.
Green tea is over the other side by you.
Yep. They
No,
just
I
opened
went
up.
there yesterday.
No kidding. You're
Now,
right up the street from
I
me.
have to say something.
Yes.
It was packed.
It was packed, right?
It was packed. It was packed, and it was great to see. And I thought it was going to be a tea house.
I can see where...
I thought I was going in there to order my pu'er and sit in the car and take in
excuse me.
But it wasn't. It was a great coffee house with great muffins and smoothies. One of them was called West Roxbury. I have to visit. I have to drop by and ask about that. Where's the Rossi fribble?
Yeah.
But it was. I got an espresso. I sat. I ran into people I knew. It was beautiful. The people were great and gracious, and it was well worth the wait to sit and enjoy a nice cup of coffee in Rosendale Square. The other coffee place on the other side of the square, where Vera's Bakery used to be, across the street from the library, is bustling and open too.
Nice. We got one on either
we've
side.
got some new businesses. But that's what Main Street does. Main Street works with the community. I mean, they have a person who owns this building, and they want to put a new store downstairs because it's been vacant for a while. So they work with the economic development part of the organization, who gives them all the demographic information and who lives here, who's spending money where, what their people really want, all the surveys and stuff, so they can put the right kind of business in down.
Exactly.
And then they have the design committee, so they help them with designing their signs.
Signage and how everything looks out front.
Yeah.
Take those grates down.
Yes, you do that, and you take the grates down, and there was a great program where they would pay for half of the signage, the fabrication of the signage. They'd pay for half of it if you remove the grates. So now we're down to 1 or 2 grates in Rossi Square, where every building was graded or emptied, and that's what Main Street does. And they've been a supporter of this program for many years.
Yeah.
And we're very, very proud of our affiliation with them. So when you go down to the farmers market in a couple of weeks, you see someone with a Main Street t-shirt on or something, thank them. Tell them that Val and Glenn are very appreciative.
June 4th.
June 4th. Opposite People.
Yep. Opposite People.
Jay Pageant and his great band are going to be playing there. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot. It's also the same day as the Democratic Convention in Lowell. I'm supposed to be there too. Hillary will yell at me if I don't show up. Do you think? Yeah. Probably she will.
Yeah.
Do we have a Val's View?
We do.
All right, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You ready to do it?
Ready to do this.
Listen, gang, you are watching BNN-TV's It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn Williams, and this is the lovely Valerie Eliason, who we have a big announcement to make in a couple of weeks. So,
Keep people in suspense.
keep people in suspense. Don't worry about it.
I hear them shouting in the back room.
Don't do it. Listen, gang, you're watching BNN-TV's It's All About Arts. My name is Glenn. This is Val. We're coming to you live from Studio B. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with Val's View. Do not go away. Well, welcome back, gang. Thanks an awful lot for hanging in there with us. You're watching BNN-TV's It's All About Arts, and I'm Glenn. Couple of things, couple of housekeeping things. This show will be up and on our YouTube station tomorrow, maybe the day after. If you go to your YouTube station and put in the words It's All About Arts and the number 1, that'll get you to our station where you can see Val and I and all the shows that we've done, including this one. It'll be up in, like I say, a couple of days. But there's lots and lots of programming there that we've been doing over the years. There's some wicked cool flashback things there too, and so it's kind of a cool place to hang out. We'd also like you to go to our Facebook page and like us there because we like likes. And what they do is it kind of gives us an opportunity to share a lot more than just what's going on here at the program, but it also lets us review our Val's View gets put up there. There's different things that are going on around the community that you can check out around the New England area. So that's kind of what that page is for. And you can also see the show there too, which is kind of neat. But without further ado, it is time for another amazing segment of Val's View. I really enjoy this segment. What it is Val kind of gathers all kinds of different things that are happening around New England and around Boston. And she writes a great article for the inside page of the Boston City paper, but it's done here first, and this is where you get your first crack at it. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome to the set. It's Val's View.
Thanks, Glenn. That was very unique introduction that you did. So we have a couple awesome things coming on in Boston, going on in our wonderful city. Now that it's warming up, there's lots of outdoor things going on. So first off, we have a Night of 1,000 Stories that's going on June 3rd at 6 p.m. at the Royal Sonesta Hotel in Cambridge. So this is an amazing annual event put on each year by 826 Boston. The evening is a celebration of creative voices mixed with remarkable entertainment. It's actually the lead singer of Guster is going to be performing this year. So proceeds from the event go to help the free youth writing programs for Boston Public Schools, and those are provided by 826 Boston, which they are actually our neighbors. They're right around the corner here in Eggleston Square. So those classes are taught by the amazing staff and teachers at 826, and they help give kids a voice, a creative voice to express their ideas and their imagination, and they've been helping bring up a generation of young writers in Boston here for about 10 years now. So really incredible organization. Tickets are still available online, but they do go fast, so make sure that you go on and check that out if you're interested in attending. Second on our list, we have the Lawn on D Opening Day Celebration. It's going on this weekend, May 21st, from noon to 10 p.m. at the Lawn on D in South Boston. So the Lawn on D is reopening again for the 2016 season, and of course a grand celebration is in order, as is the Lawn D tradition. The official opening day is this Saturday, but they will be celebrating the whole weekend with lots of different events. So if you can't make it Saturday day or Saturday night, you can check it out Sunday or any other time during the summer. They have events all summer long, all fall long. Even into the winter sometimes they have some fun events. So the event is free to attend, and it's going to include a children's festival, a after dark concert, and a movie night. So if you are around this weekend to check it out and you want to mingle with some of the community and some of your friends and neighbors, and maybe even check out what's going on down there, definitely go and check out Lawn on D, or check it out the rest of the summer. So third on our list, we have Opening Day Roslindale Farmers Market. Yay! Yes, it's finally here. Almost here, 2 weeks. It'll be here in 2 weeks. But of course, we had to bring it up on Val's View. So as usual, there's going to be a wealth of wonderful vendors from all over the community, all over Roslindale. You're going to see Fornax, you're going to see Pet Cabaret, you're going to see all of the local businesses that you check out on a weekly basis if you live in the Roslindale area, or if you don't and you just like to come to the Roslindale area because it's an awesome place to be. So go check that out. There's going to be live music, like Glenn mentioned, and there's also going to be little picnicky areas for you and the kids, or you and the family, and yeah, it'll be a good time. fun with your neighbors. So it's always my pleasure to bring to you the awesome things that are going on in and around the city of Boston, especially in and around the area of Roslindale. And we're going to take a quick little break. We have an amazing guest coming up next, who's going to share some of her wonderful art with us. But we're just going to keep you in suspense a little bit longer, take a quick break, and we'll be back in a minute. Thanks.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Well, thanks a lot, gang, for hanging in there with us. That's a great song by Tim Casey from Low Budget Records. I was playing the guitar and some vocals in there. It was a lot of fun. That's an oldie but a goodie. We enjoy that. We'll get some new ones for you coming in here. Davey will play them. We'll see. But right now, it's my great pleasure and honor to introduce you to old Rosie Rat herself, Joe Cataldo. Hello, how are you, Joe?
Great to be here, Glenn.
Thank you very much for coming in. And Val's back. How's
great.
it going?
Good. I'm really happy to be here.
Were you able to find us okay?
Yeah, actually, I remembered Eggleston Square. Now I don't live in Needham now, but I get over here every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, that's great. You and I go back to the old Rosdale Arts Alliance days.
Yes.
When we were meeting in the old Rosie High, I think, and having some shows here and there.
Yeah.
And That was quite a long time ago, and you're still at it. You're at a great place now.
Yes,
Is it
absolutely.
Needham?
Yes, in Needham Heights.
Yeah.
It's Gorse Mill Studios.
Yes.
It's an old knitting mill from the 1890s that was about 8 years ago, was renovated.
Yeah.
And it is a unique work-only artist studio building. And we have about 15 different types of artists in there.
Now, was it a building that was kind of wide open and they kind of cubed it off a little bit so that there'd be individual studios?
Oh,
or-
they're completely individual. They're not cubicle. They're your own individual
But the building was
space.
like that anyways? Did they
It
have
was,
to do some renovating?
It was used for different various activities over the years, and there was a person in there, a potter, who had been using that as a studio for many years, Steve Bramfman of the
Yeah.
Potter Shop and Studio, and he got together with the owner and they renovated the building, and it became what it is today.
One of the things that I've been wanting to do is put a big kiln in at the school, and I know that you guys got some people over there that are
Oh yeah,
the
we have
bigs, the bigs at
Raku
it.
out
Yeah.
in the outside, and
Yeah.
now what's happened is because we have those kilns, the other people are in the building as potters, especially on the lower level,
Yeah.
and they rent time on the kiln, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great. They get to
Yeah.
come in and have a small studio space.
Yeah, I got to get one of the guys to come over and do a little workshop.
You
so
should.
so I can, find out how to
Give
use
him
it
a
to
call.
burn my building down.
Start a fire.
Yeah.
If you had to categorize yourself as a kind of artist, the style or the genre or what it is that you do, can you put a name to it?
Sure. Well, now I was a landscape artist for many years, and in a realist genre. Probably you'd say maybe like an impressionist or
With what medium?
oils.
Oils. You like oils?
Yeah, although I also do watercolors, pastel. I've done all the
Wow.
2D medium I like. And
Yeah,
I'm kind of going towards acrylics and stuff, just trying new things.
Yeah.
But, so I did that for many years, and I believe my first show was at Fornax Bakery many years ago, and I think they still have, I did a little painting of Fornax, and I think they still have it
I
in there.
believe
if you
it
go
is,
in there, you might
yes.
see it, yeah. And it was great. I walked in and I said, I want to put some, they said, yeah, and we did it. And they were only open a couple of months.
Yeah.
But in any case.
That tells you guys
yeah.
how long we've been
I
at
was
this.
in junior high at the time. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out
were in
next time I'm
St.
down
Clair,
there.
Right. But anyway, I love dogs. I've loved them my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm interested in portraiture painting and portraiture styles and art history. And it's kind of came about slowly, but eventually I just found that this was something I really loved to do. And now it's kind of taken over, and I call it Soul of a Dog. And I do portraits. I started out doing my own dogs, my friends' dogs, my relatives' dogs, and now I get a lot of commission work and that
Was
type
it
of thing.
was it something that you just found easy to do?
Yeah,
you know?
because I love it. I love
Are
the
you still
the
are you
subject.
doing them in oil?
Oh yeah,
Oh wow! yeah.
Absolutely.
On canvas.
yes, and I combining the things that I love, and
Yeah.
I can talk about dogs all day if you want.
Well, that's
you know,
one of
so-
the things that people don't really recognize or understand sometimes about an artist is that there has to be that passion. You have to have kind of a love for what you're doing for it to come out.
Absolutely, it makes it so much more enjoyable, and you look forward to it. It shouldn't be a chore. It's something you do out of joy and love. And also, I've always loved in paintings, you go to the museums, you see a big painting from the 19th century or whatever, and you see the little dogs in the corner. And I was
Especially
like,
those hunting paintings.
yes,
Yep.
right. Okay, so there's always the dogs are always in there, or even the famous Velázquez painting is what is it? I can't remember the name of it now, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that has the dogs are always in there somewhere with the royal family or whatever. So so part of it is also to kind of explore that part of it, and also I believe dogs have become as pets part of our family and
Right.
part of our we've elevated them in a way, and I kind of
there's no
reflect that
question
in my
about
work.
it.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Now, your brother and I like cats. What about us
Every
cat
once in a
people?
while I do a cat. Don't tell the dogs. Hashtag don't tell the dog. But I do a cat. When I'm, if I'm asked, people always ask me that, and I look around and I say, does it look like I do? But I do. I love them too. I love them.
Now let's talk
I'll
about
even do a turtle if you really want me to. You know.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Let's talk about the space over at the mill. Is it
Yes.
kind of like your space?
Yes.
You're not sharing it with anybody.
No.
Do you find that having a space like that helps with your creativity? I mean,
Absolutely.
are you able to leave things behind the way you left them? You kind of expect them when you come back?
Yes, absolutely. Just being in the building, it's a very creative atmosphere. There are other painters in there.
Yeah.
People that you can share things with, and I think since I've been there, it's really improved my work. Just to be in that environment, and also to have that space that's for nothing else. It's not also the spare bedroom, and it's not also the garage. It's my space that what the Virginia Woolf said, a room of your own. That's really what it is, and I love it. I walk in there and I just feel so great when I go in there.
See, Val and I still work at our kitchen table.
Yes, I
We
heard
do,
that.
yeah.
Except for this kitchen thing.
Except for this kitchen table. Now, working primarily with oils, you must, I know there's a much longer drying time, and I imagine with the fur on the dogs that you have to do multiple layers. How long does it generally take for you to finish a
Well,
piece?
kind of depends on the dog and the type of dog. So, I got to tell you, you'll see I did an Italian Greyhound. So fur is not as big an issue with them, but if I do, someone has asked me to do a Malamute. And that's going to be a challenge.
Are they very fluffy dogs? I don't know what a Malamute.
They're like the snow, snow dogs.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Are you able to work on a couple of pieces at once?
Yeah, you generally have a couple things going at the same time.
Well, what if you're working on a Shepherd and a Malamute? They don't get along very well.
Well,
do
I
they?
try to,
Keep them separate?
Keep them separate.
Dalmatian and a terrier?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll do pairs, because people sometimes have two dogs that get along.
But you work from a photograph.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have the
do.
dog sitting there.
No, I know that's a miss. Unless you want a picture of your dog sleeping. Otherwise, they don't. Although some people, maybe you could get them to stay for a few minutes.
I don't
Somebody's
know.
going to call and says, my dog will stay. But, generally,
sure.
photos are better. But I do like to meet the dog. I do like to speak to the owners. I take into consideration not just what you look at when you look at them, but their personality and also if it's a purebred. I don't always do purebreds. I do whatever, what that dog breed is all about. So, I try to
really
maybe
capture
throw
the
in that a little
personality.
bit. Yeah, absolutely. That's my.
Well, I think it's fascinating. I think we need to
is.
look at some of your work.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
you do.
I know we've got some pictures here. Let's take a look and see what we got.
Oh yeah, that's Basil. He's a border collie, and that's his favorite spot when he goes for a hike. And part of the inspiration on this, I do an inspiration board. I'll take the photos that I have of the dog, and also, I probably should have brought one because I would have, now that I think of it. But anyway, I'll take reproductions of different art.
Okay.
Portraits in art history, and I put them all together and get the kind of.
So that
this is kind
background
of like
is-
the full portrait, the full-length portrait that, Sargent would do, or the German romantic painters, and with the guy with the scarf and the hat, and he's standing on a cliff. And
How big
so
a piece?
This is about. It's about 3 feet by 4 feet.
That's
pretty
wow.
big,
That's a
actually.
big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is a great story. This is actually the dog of another of the artists in the building, and you should probably get her on the show because she's 9 years old and she's
Absolutely.
very talented.
The dog?
The child.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He paints. This is her dog, and they commissioned me to do it as a Christmas present. But the dog's name is Happy.
A 9-year-old girl did this?
No, I did this.
Oh.
But she's another artist in the building.
Book her. Let's get her in here.
Yeah. you
Okay,
definitely
this
should.
is
Go on
great.
our website to
Oh,
see.
look at this.
Oh, and this is my dog Jimmy. He's
I
a
love the
Sealyham
beard.
Terrier, and that's him sitting
Your
in my
dog's name
studio.
is Jimmy?
Why'd
Why'd you make fun of my cats,
That's
Bob
why
and
I laughed,
Larry?
because it's like Jimmy. Yeah.
Oh, look at
And
this.
this is
Oh.
Gypsy. She did something wrong.
Yeah, she got caught
and
doing
she
something.
got caught. But she also reminds me of those little maids in the Dutch paintings who
Yeah.
are kind of, with the hats sitting in the corner. So, and these are 3 Vizslas that live near me. Poppet, Cricket, and I can't remember the last one, but this is like a Renaissance style.
Yeah.
So they reminded me, the three of them, they all live together. The three Graces, you know, like the Botticelli type of painting.
Well, that's,
so,
yeah.
I love
So-
the variety of styles that you paint in. It's-
Yeah, and the dog kind of, the way the dog looks and the breed kind of will influence that
Yeah.
for me. So this came out really good. And that's Tuxie Moo.
There he is. That's the spokesman of the group.
Yeah, for a while I was just not doing a background, and I would do a color, the background that would, to me, represent like something about the dog's personality, like an aura. You know how people talk about auras? So
Yeah.
that's when I started out doing that, and I've kind of branched out into other things. So this was an early portrait. It's a Boston Terrier, obviously, and she's got a whole lot of attitude.
That's good. I hope so.
She does. And this
is
dog
wonderful.
unfortunately passed away just
Oh,
recently.
That's too bad.
And Riley, and he's another, actually would come to the studio. One of the other painters in the studio would bring him in, so I knew him quite well. And this was, he loved the ball, but this is kind of also like those Renaissance portraits where the person is in profile, like the cardinal or whatever. And
Well, now Riley will be remembered forever now.
yeah,
because
it's
of
nice.
this
I'm
portrait,
glad
yeah.
that I did it because, and this I did in acrylics actually. This is not an oil painting. I'm sort of branching.
Branching out, widening your horizon.
Well, also because, and I love oil, but it's toxic. You know, you have to do a
You
lot of
gotta be very
chemicals and
careful.
stuff,
Yeah.
and yeah. And this is
Oh,
Lila.
this is awesome.
She's a lovely Maltese.
Each one really has such a unique character. I mean,
Yes.
it's like you're meeting the dog almost for the first time. You're
Yeah.
just looking at the painting.
And I really like to get a portrait where they're just, you know, you're getting the full, like the look, they're looking at you and they're
Yeah.
kind of communicating with you. And that's how I feel like we feel about our dogs now, that they do have
Absolutely.
personalities. They're, you know.
Oh,
Yes.
this is beautiful.
And this is Lily. It's my brother-in-law's mini pin.
Oh, wow.
And that's actually like a gold background. I use like some metallic
Oh, we
paints
went
in
back.
here.
There he
Yeah.
is. Oh.
She.
Now, do you use gold leaf for that background?
No,
or-
that's acrylic,
Acrylic,
actually,
okay.
acrylic metallics, but there will be one coming up. And this is Chance. He's my sister's boxer.
Oh, wow.
He's a beauty. He gives you that, he's giving you that look. People have boxers
I
know
like
what
the
I'm
back.
talking
I
about.
like that the background's black. I like that.
In this case, I did have the background in and it just wasn't working. And so this is kind of more like a, you know, like I'm not going to compare myself, but it's like the Rembrandt
Yeah,
style. You know, where the background is very dark.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And this is actually, we used to do, they had a thing in Needham for a while called A Chair to Remember, and the artists were decorating chairs, and then they were sold at auction to benefit. And I did a rocking chair, and this was a study for it, but I just loved it too much. It's so much. It's 4 puppies on a rug. I invented this. I just got some pictures off the internet. These aren't actually portraits, but I just love that so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
can't have
cute.
And there's little Z's,
NFF.
little Z's, because they're sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
Little bulldog puppy and the spaniel puppy. And this is Taz, and
Is this the Italian Greyhound?
yes, and this is in the style of. Well, I was working on this. I love this dog, and it's another artist friend of mine's dog. And I'm looking at her, and I said, "Who does she remind me?" It's something about her eyes, and then I realized it's the
It's
that.
very Klimt looking.
So I did it, and then I did add that actually is real gold leaf on there
Oh, wow. That's
to
beautiful.
make it more authentic. But yeah, and that's about 20 by 20. And this is Chippy and Oreo. And beach is their favorite place. And this is a recent commission. And
I
just
love the
loved
fur
it.
texture you get on
Yeah,
these.
you were asking
especially
me
these little
about
fluffy
that.
ones.
Yeah.
Ah,
Sometimes
great.
you have to build it up. Sometimes it's just a question of how you do the brush strokes to reflect that. And this is kind of in the style of like the Cassade or the Impressionist is what I was going for. Anyway.
That's really, really cool. They're beautiful.
Thank you.
You do use a lot of art history. Is it
Yes.
something that you studied at some time, or
Yeah,
is
I've
it just
always-
something you've just come familiar with? or-
Always been interested in it.
Yeah.
My whole life,
Yeah.
so.
And doing and dedicating a painting to that particular period of time and that kind of style takes courage.
Yes.
Is the word I'm going to use.
Do you
Don't
ever
you-
have anyone
There will be
request a
comparison.
style?
I'm sorry?
Oh, do you ever have anyone request like
No, not really,
my
actually.
Labradoodle and this Van Gogh sort of?
No. That would
maybe
be
after the
fine
show.
with me, actually, if somebody
Yeah,
had that in mind.
yeah.
Well, someone came into my studio during Open Studios and said, have you thought about doing like the more modern, like a Cubist style? I said, I might find that interesting, but I don't know if the person whose dog it is would be that thrilled to have a dog with
Or
3
an
ears.
or an
and
impressionist like Monet or something.
Yeah,
would be
well, yeah, I'm
nice.
still,
You know,
that's definitely
that's
in
what
the
I'm
cards.
thinking. That's how
Yeah.
I'm thinking here.
Yeah.
Where have you been showing? Well, you got the Open Studios.
Right. I will be showing, we have a gallery at Gorse Mill Studios in Needham Heights. It's very close to the Needham Heights train station, actually. It's easy to get to. And I'll be there June 14th will be the opening, and then all the dog portraits will be up till August 30th.
Is it
in the
just your
gallery.
show, or is it a
Just
group
me.
thing? That's
No,
great.
Just
That's
me, so I'm
wonderful.
working like crazy
That's
to
fabulous.
get it done. And I've
Do you
got a
have
really big one that didn't even bring because it's not done yet, but yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing I like about open studios and open galleries is that you get to see pieces that aren't finished yet, and
Yes.
people in the process. That's always kind of fun.
And I actually oftentimes will be painting during the open
Oh, that's
studios.
perfect,
And
perfect.
people love it.
Do you have a website people can go to
Yes.
find out and maybe say, hey, I've got a kitty cat I want painted?
Yes, I have,
pushing
if you
that
go to
on.
the gorsemillstudios.com site, I am on there with a
Okay.
link to my website, and my website is also www.lapittura, LAPITTURA.com. Don't ask, that's an old.
Where did that
That's
come
an old
from?
rule.
Where did that
That's
come
from
from?
that was my moniker from. I want to do Soul of a Dog, but you have to pay now to buy these.
Well, because
names.
somebody has it.
Somebody owns it.
Yeah,
right,
well, that's a
I'm
drag.
not there yet, so I'll have to. And I also I'm on Facebook, Soul of a
Oh,
Dog.
you have a Facebook? Soul of a Dog.
Soul of a Dog.
Get on there and check
And
it out.
Instagram, it's hashtag Cataldo Joe Soul.
I want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
No,
This
it
is
was
great.
a lot. It was a lot of fun, and don't be a stranger.
Oh, sure.
You know, let's get you back here closer to you. When is your open studios? It's in the
We do two. We
fall,
do
isn't
Needham
it?
Open Studios, which just happened at the beginning of May, and then at Gorse Mill we do our own kind of holiday
I know.
Open Studios, which is usually the first weekend in December.
Okay, we'll have you back around then, and maybe
Yeah,
bring
I'd love
some of
to.
the other artists in to talk
Sure.
about what's going on.
Yeah, we
I think
have all
that'll be
kinds
fun.
of people in there, so I'll
Book it now. Get
I'll
it-
tell
get it
them.
over with.
I'll tell them to come on down.
Yeah. Well, you got to book it first.
All right, I know.
See, they don't let me book the show because if I did, I'd show up here. There'd be 8 people there thinking I'm going to be on
And
tonight,
they'll be waiting.
and everybody'd be angry at Glenn.
If you had donuts, it'd probably be okay.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Usually they say champagne and bourbon, but
No, I'm done.
I want
All
to
right.
thank you so much for
It's
being
so
here. It
nice
was a
to
lot
see
of
you
fun.
again
It's
after
great
so much
pleasure.
time.
Thank
And
you.
nice-
It was so
thank
nice
you,
to
Val.
meet you.
Val, thank you.
Thank you.
This was a great show. This was
was
fun.
a good show. Yeah.
Interns,
Well done,
nice
interns.
job, interns. Great stuff. This is fun. Listen, gang, get out there and do something artful for yourself. Check on Val's View on the inside page of the Boston City paper, or go to our Facebook page. Say hello, say hi, like, and we'll see you next week. And listen, like I like to say every week, please keep in the forefronts of your minds our mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, and nieces and nephews on foreign soil. Please keep them in what you're doing. Keep the artful inventions in their name, and we'll dig you next time. Okay?
Right?
Okay. Bye, guys. See you later.
Bye.